Hello, third grade. So yesterday we went over identifying coordinating conjunctions, which was and, but, so, and or, which was taking two simple things and combining them together, but they could stand on their own. But now we're going to be talking about subordinating conjunctions. So let's get started. Subordinating conjunctions are used to connect two simple sentences again, but they do it in a special way. The conjunctions after and before, these tell you when something happens. So when we see these in a sentence, they're telling us they're answering the question when. I need to return this book before the library closes. So when do they need to return this book? Before the library closes. So it's answering the question when. But the conjunction as and while tell you that two things happen at the same time. So if I say, as we lie on the grass, we look for shapes in the clouds. So we're doing it at the same time. We're lying in the grass and looking for shapes in the clouds. And now if I read this one, my brother likes to listen to music while he does his homework. So we're listening, the brother is doing his homework and listening to music at the same time. So as and while tell you two things that are happening at once. Now we use the conjunction until to tell you how long something takes or lasts. My mom told me to wait until she comes back. So how long are you waiting for? Till she comes back. So make sure to write these down as we go, and at the end we'll go over all the subordinating conjunctions as well. So we have a few more to go over in examples. The conjunctions because and since answer the question why something happens, or why something is true. So if I say I was late to school because I forgot to set an alarm, it's answering why were you late to school? I forgot to set an alarm. And if I said since I left my phone at home, I have to borrow my brother's. So why do you have to borrow your brother's? I left my phone at home. So they're answering questions along. So these are a little more special than just combining two simple sentences. It's combining it in a special way. It's answering something as well. And if I have the conjunction unless, that shows an exception. So unless it's cloudy tonight, we will see a full moon. So we will see a full moon unless it's cloudy tonight. That's going to be the exception. If it's cloudy, we won't see a full moon. So our main subordinating conjunctions are after and before, as and while, until, because and since, and unless. So make sure to write these down. These are what we're going to be looking for today. We're going to be looking for after, before, as, while, until, because, since, unless. So now let's go through what each one means again. When we're combining after and before for two phrases, we're telling when something happens. So after and before answer when. When we see as or while in a sentence, it's asking for two things that are happening at the same time. So I could say, we are lying on the grass, we are looking for shapes in the clouds. But when we add the word as, we're saying as we lie on the grass, we look for shapes in the cloud. It's showing it's at the same time. Until tells you how long something takes or lasts. So my mom told me to wait until she comes back. I could say, my mom told me to wait. I am waiting until she comes back. Instead of having those two sentences, we can combine it into one. My mom told me to wait until she comes back. It's saying, how long are you waiting for? And we'll go over our last two, and then we'll do some more examples. Because and since tell you why something happens or why something is true. I was late to school because I forgot to set my alarm. I could say, I was late to school, I forgot to set my alarm. But instead we're saying, I was late to school because I forgot to set my alarm. It's combining the sentences and telling us why something happens or something is true. And then we have unless is our last subordinating conjunction, which is showing us an exception. I could say it's cloudy tonight. We will see a full moon. Those are two different sentences. But when I say unless it's cloudy tonight, we will see the full moon, then we're having a reasoning. It's a special way of combining them. It's showing us an exception with the two sentences. So let's go over our subordinating again. After, before, as, while, until, because, since, unless. So these are our subordinating conjunctions. Yesterday we learned about our coordinating conjunctions, and, or, so, but. But now we're just looking for these ones. So let's do some examples. So here I know it kind of cut off a little bit, but we're going to select the subordinating conjunction. So make sure to write down the ones that we learned in our lesson so you can look back at it as we do our homework today. The chocolate melted because I left it in the sun. Well, I know because is one of the words that we went over. Could I make two separate sentences with that? The chocolate melted, I left it in the sun. But because is telling us why it happened. So Ellen will stay in bed until she feels better. So we learned about until. So we could make the sentence, Ellen will stay in bed. When she feels better, then she can get out of bed. Until is combining us and telling us how long. Since it was snowing, Amanda wore her boots. So we could say, it was snowing, Amanda wore her boots, but since is combining them. So remember to go back in the video and write down the subordinating conjunctions. Alright, and have fun with your homework and have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.